So in your box, you've got sweet potato, blueberries, goji berries, yogurt, sardines, walnuts, kale, and lentils. Collectively, they're known as something.
Superfood.
Superfood.
Superfoods.
I look down at the ingredients and it's quite funny because they're all really healthy foods, and the first thing that pops into my mind is a dessert.
Kira, you know we're going to come to you first. What are you thinking?
I love all of these ingredients. All of these things are my pantry staples.
Fabulous.
I definitely know how these ingredients behave because I do eat them often, so I'm hoping to be able to incorporate all of them.
The challenge for you today is super simple. You have to use one or more of those ingredients in your mystery box. And of course, under your benches, you've got some staples.
We will only taste the 5 best dishes. So make it taste delicious, look delicious, and smell delicious. If your dish is judged the best, you will get the power going into the invention test round later on today. Well, you fabulous 15, you have 60 minutes to create superfood out of these superfoods, and your time starts now.
Hey, Colin. G'day.
How you going, all right?
Yeah, I'm going well.
What's that? You made a little dough?
Wholemeal dough, yeah, for flatbread,
Okay.
which I'm going to run the sardines in.
Nice. So hang on a second. You're making flatbread, then you're going to pound that up to make breadcrumbs?
Yep.
Okay.
What's the dish look like?
I'm going to use the goji berries. I'm going to toast the walnuts and make a stuffing for the sardines, and then I'm going to crumb them, fry them.
So you're trying to embrace that sort of Sicilian style of sardine?
Exactly right.
High nuts,
It's
raisins, which is
It's exactly what I make at home.
Okay.
High nuts and currants I use.
I'll be interested to see how these breadcrumbs turn out.
Okay.
So will the flatbread work or will it not?
I'm hoping it will.
Who are going to be the 5 superstars? 15 minutes down, 45 to go.
I really want to put together a beautiful, bright salad, but I don't want it to be a boring, everyday salad. I want it to be really special.
Kira, it's great you're standing at the back of the room, because I suspect that everyone would like to be looking at you and going, what's she going to do? These are ingredients she loves. This is almost your manifesto laid out on a board, isn't it?
Kind of, but that definitely adds a lot of pressure.
All eyes are on you, because everyone's sitting at home.
Oh my God.
The 3 of us judges are sitting there going, well, Kira's got to win this. She knows all these ingredients intimately. She's worked with them. Can you put up a great dish, or will the pressure get to you?
I can put up a great dish. To be honest, I've never tried to push them to a restaurant standard. So I'm hoping I can pull it off. It's not something I've done before.
Well, let's hope that this dish becomes a staple in your new life outside.
Thank you.
So today I'm cooking sardines with kale, sweet potato and toasted walnuts.
So, Ben, you survived 2 eliminations last week. We asked you to do one thing, which is to take that mindset into the MasterChef kitchen for a normal challenge. Have you brought it?
I have indeed, Matt.
Facing up to the prospect of going home, and you must have done that twice last week.
Yep.
Have you analysed how far you've come in this competition, how far you've developed to cook?
Yeah, I have thought how far I've come, and I think I've got a lot further to go. So I'm just excited about getting here and cooking and pushing myself every day.
The time to start learning is giving yourself every advantage in the invention test.
I plan to win the Mystery Box Challenge today. It's time.
Today isn't just about delicious food, it's about winning that advantage in the invention test.
Today I'm going to make a walnut-crusted sardine with a lentil and sweet potato salad, and I'm going to do some pickled goji berries, some crispy kale, some creamed kale, just lots of different little things, but the walnut-crusted sardine will be the hero of the dish. I hate doing stuff like this. I don't like gutting animals or chopping heads off animals and all of that sort of thing. I just think it's gross, so it's not something I love doing.
It's only new for me to start cooking meats and things because I eat mostly vegetarian food and vegan food. So if there's an opportunity for me to cook with meat or learn something about meat, I'm going to take it.
Carnage away.
Brent and I are both cooking with whey today, so it's a bit of a battle for us to see who's going to get chosen for tasting.
Today I'm going to make pan-fried sardines with whey-poached lentils and sweet potato.
I'm not looking at your dish. Get out of it. Well, today I'll be making walnut and sardines in curds and whey. And it looks like Little Miss Muffet's got the same idea.
Colin, I'm really loving the fact that he's stuffed the sardines, he's made a flatbread, he's made a breadcrumb from that. He's treated them really beautifully and respectfully. I think it's going to be a great dish.
Oh, God.
I know I'm going to need something sweet. Pretty much my only sweet option is the blueberries. So I pass them through a sieve to get the juice, and I just trial a little bit of yogurt with a tiny bit of blueberry, and I really like the flavour of it.
Is that blueberry sauce?
It is. I've tried it with the kale, because kale's a little bit
And how
better.
does it work with the sardine?
I'm too sure about the sardines. I'm going to take it off.
No, don't. I know, I'm just asking you the question. I don't know. I've never had blueberry sauce and sardines.
Goes well with the crumb.
I kind of want it to look like the sardines are swimming in a green sea. Then I start carefully arranging all of the kale chips like little waves all around them. Looking at the plate, it looks a bit like the sardines are in a jungle and not a green sea.
I'm definitely under pressure with time, and right now I feel like I'm running out of time. So I'm sweating and working as fast as I can to get this on the plate. It's definitely not what I need right now.
It's frustrating.
Burning everyone.
We have to say your presentation is looking beautiful. Keep it up, guys. 1 minute to go.
Come on, let's push it.
The question is, does goji go with sardines? Do blueberries go with sardines? We'll find out in 30 seconds.
Come
30
on.
seconds to go.
Nine, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Tools down. Your job's done.
How'd you go, Mildred?
Pretty good.
Nice.
There's definitely a lot more pressure because I do love healthy food, and there's no secret that that's why I'm here. And hopefully I've been able to do myself justice today.
Well, I'd like to think I've got a good chance of being tasted today. I think it's a pretty good dish. My only concern would be the blueberry yogurt. I know the judges were looking at me a bit quizzically.
You had 1 hour to cook a delicious dish from a box full of superfoods. There should be super results. And the first person's dish we'd like to taste has been up here a couple of times. Amelia.
First cab off the rank is Little Miss Muffet and her curds and whey. I mean, if she gets this and I don't, I'll be...
Amelia.
Hello.
What's the dish?
Pan-fried sardines with elements of whey.
How are you travelling in the competition now?
I'm good.
Do you think you can win?
I know I can win.
You know you can win. What are you going to do if you do win?
Go on a bender.
And the most honest answer ever in the history of MasterChef.
The most
Thank
honest
you.
answer ever. The sardines cook well and bone beautifully.
For me, those lentils are interesting. You know, you didn't have different vinegars and you went, okay, if I take the whey, which has got that sharpness and that acidity, cook the lentils first, add them to it, yum. Complex, interesting, and against that sardine, which can be on its own, I'm a bit, I need lemon, I need acidity on it, but with the lentils, delicious.
Thank you.
Well done, Amelia.
Thanks.
Ben.
So what's the dish?
It's sardines with kale, sweet potato and toasted walnuts.
from crunch to soft sweet potato to puree to crunch again with the walnuts to smooth, cool yogurt. It's just like, wow, it's all just going on. It makes you want to go back for more.
This is a ripper. This works. It's delicious. One of the best dishes you put up in this competition. Well done, Ben.
Thank you.
Colin, you're next. That looks spectacular.
It's crumb sardines. The stuffing is the walnuts and the goji berries.
Oh, they're crunchy.
Colin, what I love about your dish is that crunchy rubble of breadcrumbs that are really super friable in the mouth. You can hear it when you bite into it. There's that real which is wonderful. The flesh of the sardines, moist, juicy, salty. The kale chips, again, crispy, beautifully salty with a bitterness that works wonderfully with the sardines. What I'm not so sure about is the yogurt. I understand you need something there, but probably for me, if you'd had a lemon, that would have done the job.
I don't have any problem with the yogurt at all. I think what the yogurt does for me is just sort of adds a bit of sourness that you have to have. You didn't have lemon, so you did the best that you could. The next person's dish we'd like to taste has never had a dish tasted in the top 5 of the mystery box. Brent. What's the dish, Brent?
I'm going to call it walnut sardines with curds and whey.
I think there's so much for you to be proud of about this dish. I think the combination of the walnut and those toasty bits of whey is a brilliant combination. They look similar, they've got similar kind of toasty profile, texture very different. That's beautiful. The kale works wonderfully with those elements. The crumbing and the cooking of the sardines is absolutely on the money. And look, you probably could put a bit more salt on the in the puree, but the combination of goji and sweet potatoes and puree is a great idea. Okay.
Thank you.
Thanks, Brent.
Brent has come so far with his cooking and he really deserves to be here. I think he's grown the most.
One last dish to make up the top 5, and this was cooked by a contestant. I think we all agree that she was really excited by this challenge. Renee.
Oh.
Tell me what the dish is.
Walnut-crusted sardine and a lentil and sweet potato salad.
There's a lot going on in here, isn't there? There's some complexity, there's some crunch, you know, there's a little bit of sweetness, there's a little bit of acidity, and you've got all of that in there. What stands out for me, sardines, kale puree, lentils, just like boom, so beautifully put together. And then these lovely little surprises, you know, whether it's the walnuts or the goji berries or the blueberries or the yogurt. It's really, really delicious.
Well done.
Thank you.
Beautiful cook.
It's so important to be safe today because I wanted to get a spot in finals week.
Are you doing touch?
No, I'm doing fine. Today I'm going to be making cured salmon with a cucumber, ginger and miso jelly. I know I can do something good flavour-wise, but I have no idea how to make sight really shine on my plate. And I'm kind of stressing out right now.
Looking down, Laura seems to be lacking direction.
She doesn't look confident. I think she's in trouble already.
She's got sight, which is probably the hardest, but the person who has the hardest one might come up with the most creative dish.
I'm a bit unsure about the whole kind of perception of sight. I kind of want to let my mind wander and try and be creative, and it's kind of clicked into my head. I've got a good idea.
Hello. Hello. What did you settle on in the end?
I'm going for the cured salmon.
Cured salmon.
Yep. But I took what you were saying into mind. I'm going to make a cucumber, miso and ginger jelly. So I'm going to make it into a mould and then have that, and then have like a little stem coming out so it kind of looks like a beetroot on the plate. But when you eat into it, it's not a beetroot.
Great, love that. That's great.
You're on something now.
And then what are you going to colour it with then?
Beetroot juice.
Okay.
Oh, because I guess you're going to get the taste of beetroot out of it.
It's going to taste the beetroot.
Idiot.
Don't overcomplicate the dish.
No.
Focus on this.
Yeah.
That's not this, if that makes sense.
Shall we go?
Yep, done. OK, guys, this is all about the senses. And I've got a sense that there's 30 minutes down and 1 hour to go. Come on. Come on, guys.
The style that we've got to know Laura with is definitely that Italian comfort style. And today I can see that she's going a completely different direction.
Good girl, you're working really nice and neat.
Yeah. I've got a cured salmon dish going that's kind of Japanese inspired. Today I'm going to do a citrus cure, so I've got some lemons and limes. I'm going to use the zest and the juices from both of them because I want a really strong flavour. I kind of want to prove to judges that I'm not all about Italian food and that I can cook other cuisines.
I was just curious how the whole concept thing's coming.
Basically, it's a Japanese-style dish.
Are they familiar flavours for you?
Not really, no.
Oh, okay.
I'm not dissing my Italian heritage. Like, I love being Italian and all that, but I don't feel
you want
that
to try something new?
Yeah.
I always think try something new when there's no consequences. If I was going to cook my way into the
Top 6.
into the last week of MasterChef, I just might do what I'm good at.
Laura's definitely not cooking a dish that her nonna's made her before. She's making something very different.
She doesn't practice a lot with that sort of thing, and it's definitely not up her alley.
So once I've got my salmon done in the cure mix, I pop that into the fridge and let that cure. The next thing I need to move on to is my not-so-beetroot jelly. So I peel and chop up some cucumbers, spring onions, ginger, miso paste, and then blitz that. I strain that all out. I could colour the jelly with beetroot juice, but then it'll taste like beetroot, and that's not the point of the challenge. So instead, I add some red food colouring.
Is that your...
Yep, that's
thing?
the mix.
Ooh.
The beetroot jelly is really important. It's the one visual element making sight really shine on my plate today. If this doesn't work, then, you know, it's pretty much just a Japanese-inspired dish. Once they're finished, I'm just going to put a little twig in it, and then I'm going to have that cemented in some salmon skin soil, so it kind of looks like the beetroot's popping out of the ground and it's ready to eat. I need to nail this beetroot jelly and blow the judges' socks off. Sorry. The biggest thing on my plate today that I need to nail is this beetroot jelly. I take the jellies out of the fridge. It looks perfect. Oh my God, yay. Everything's come together, all the components complement each other really well. It's got a really good lemon and lime zing to it. I know that plating isn't my strongest point, but I'm working with a sense of sight. So I need to make it look as pretty as possible.
It's looking beautiful, Laura.
Thanks, Trace.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. That's it. Time's up. Well done.
I'm really proud of myself. I think I have filled the brief, so yeah, I'm happy. Today I've been given the sense of sight. I hope that I've made sight really shine on my plate.
I reckon this week you've been a little bit different. Has having Hester around thrown you slightly? Has it sort of, I don't know, has it made you nervous?
I think a bit of everything. Like, I'm definitely nervous. Like, I want to impress Heston a lot, and I guess I've tried to be a little bit different, a bit more modern in my cooking, and I just feel I have to step it up a little bit more.
What is the dish?
Cured salmon with a beetroot jelly. Then you've got coriander oil, pickled radish, fresh radish, and a lime creme fraiche. I was really confused about the whole visual side of it, and I just thought, just make it look pretty on the plate, but I wasn't going to win the challenge on that. So I was kind of listening to Heston and how he plates up. It looks like a beetroot planted in soil, but it's a cucumber, ginger, and miso jelly. Hope you like it.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Beautiful. What do you reckon, George?
I think it's gorgeous.
You know what I love? really, really loved. When it came down, I had that moment when I looked at just the texture, and it looked like a beetroot where someone's just peeled it off.
Yeah.
That's spectacular, great little visual joke. I look at this dish and I think Northern European, a certain flavour profile.
Yeah.
And the idea it's got these Japanese-style flavours is very clever. George, would you like to start?
Let's eat our beetroot. If you close your eyes and think, you know, cucumber and bitter, and if somebody told you there was a bit of beetroot juice in there, you would not disagree with them, would you? And that's the impact of the colour.
Because the little spheres are slightly imperfect, where she's maybe had a little bit of trouble getting them out, you know, where they've gripped. Actually reinforces the fact that it's a beetroot.
Beetroot, yeah.
Putting that aside, wow, the combination of flavour is like yum.
The salmon's cured really well.
Jamie and Laura had exactly the same amount of time to cure, but Jamie's was weak in flavour and Laura's is spot on.
There's a real cleanness in this dish, yet it's layered.
Yeah.
There's an earthiness, there's a slight sweetness, you've got the crunch from the radish, a soft pepper carrots, a light pickle, and there is that sort of like Japanese undertone to it.
Jessie, your time starts now.
Today I'm going to cook my chicken on the crown with a nice sauce and crispy parsnip chips. I know I've only got an hour to cook and I should really be getting onto that chicken as soon as I can, but if I don't put my sauce on first, it's not going to have enough time to infuse with flavours, so I've got to get that on the go straight away. The first thing I need to do is break down my chicken and just get lots of vegetables caramelising so I can make the sauce as flavourful as possible. It's only while I'm making the sauce that I realise that I'm missing some things that I always use in the sauce. So stock is definitely one of them, but even verjuice and vinegar, I usually like to brighten the sauce with a bit of acid, and there's not really any acid for me to work with today. So instead, I'm going to use some of my spices to try and add more of a punch to the sauce. I'm going okay so far. I need to get moving a little bit quicker, but I've got lots of things happening.
I can see that Jessie is putting a lot of spices into her sauce, and with less than an hour to reduce it, I'm worried that they won't cook out and it could end up quite bitter. But at the end of the day, Jessie knows her way around a kitchen, so fingers crossed it all works out.
You know, she's sort of too calm, you know? You need to be motoring. A lot riding on her, isn't there?
I've spent a lot of time trying to get that sauce right, and now it's in the pressure cooker. I can finally move on to the chicken.
Did you need to take the wishbone out?
Yes. Oops. You've got to be really careful when you roast a chicken on the crown because it does need time to rest through. You don't want to cook it all the way through and then the extra heat overcook it. So you've almost got to undercook it a little bit and let it seep through.
Should I take the neck out, do you reckon? Nah, leave it. Now get it browning. Beautiful.
Well, get some more oil in your pan and then go breast, top in the oven.
And remember, right up against the side so you get the full contact with the pan. Beautiful.
Lovely. Next one.
Just a tiny bit longer.
Now, Jessie, you know the deal. Clarity,
Yes.
clarity, clarity. Are we
Yes.
clear? Do we know what we're doing? Are you excited?
I am excited. I'm really happy with the flavours I got going on in my
Mhm.
sauce and my chicken's in.
You know what my real concern is? In previous seasons, you could do traditional beautifully and it would be enough. And my concern, and it's because you've got such beautiful ingredients that we're all familiar with.
Yeah.
How are you going to make us go, whoa, we're going to need to see more?
Okay. Thanks, Matt. The dish is too simple. This is a nightmare. Why did I let myself get carried away in the time option? Matt suggested my dish needs a little something more to make it stand out against Reynolds and Georgia. Noted. So I'm going to make a caramelised parsnip puree because I think it'll be a really nice flavour. It's like a little bit different to a regular parsnip puree that might just be something a little bit different on my dish. I'm still freaking out. While I may have come up with an extra element, I haven't gotten any extra time. And my chicken is still sitting there waiting to get into the oven. So I need to make this puree as fast as possible. My race against the clock has only gotten tighter.
Is that puree in a position you can start blending it because you've still got to pass it and everything?
Yeah, I just looked at it before.
Just because the chicken's going to take up your time in the next couple of minutes, so if that can start pureeing.
Yeah, they're not far off.
I don't know where Jessie's head is at. She should have had that chicken in the oven at least 10 minutes ago. She's really, really pushing it if she thinks she's going to be ready to plate up in time.
What do you got, 180?
180, yeah.
Cool. Make sure you get that sauce. Beautiful. What's your pressure cooker?
1 minute.
Good job. Happiness?
Yeah, it smells nice. It's time for the sauce to come out of the pressure cooker. I have a taste and I'm worried it's a little bit too acidic. It's taken me so much longer than I expected. I don't have time to overthink it. I just have to keep pushing and just balance out my sauce. It just needs to reduce down to get a better texture, and then I can just finish it off with a bit of butter and a bit of cream.
Okay, so
my caramelised parsnip puree is not really pureeing as smooth as I would normally like. Definitely looks a little bit grainy, but at this point I don't really have anything else to go with. So I'm just gonna go with that.
And check your chicken.
Yeah, chicken's next.
Good.
Can I get my chicken out? I've just taken the chicken out of the oven and I'm not really feeling too confident about it being perfectly cooked.
Ow. Fingers don't matter now. Come on.
Come on, Jessie.
when you get to the bottom, then you just chop through the bone.
I cut into the chicken breast.
How's it look?
And it's so raw. It's nowhere near cooked. This is a catastrophe. With less than 10 minutes to go, I don't know if I have enough time to fix it. I'm just gonna take the top part of it. I cut into the chicken breast and it's so raw, it's nowhere near cooked. Yeah, it's bad.
How's it look?
It's gonna need a little bit more in the pan.
Oh,
yeah, it's
hello.
a bit under. Very under.
I'd put a lid on it or something too. You wanna, yeah, just gentle now, right? You're panicking. You got to put everything else on the plate, and at the last minute,
Yeah.
it's got to be amazing.
Come on, Jessie. Come on. Come on, Jessie.
Hot. I just hope this works.
Beautiful. Get it on the plate, Jessie. Come on.
I've left the chicken to the absolute last minute, and I can't wait any longer. It is on the edge, and I just hope that it's perfectly cooked.
30 seconds, that's it, come on, 30 seconds.
I'm massively worried about that chicken being cooked, along with whether I was able to counteract the bitterness in the sauce. Just one of those could be enough to send me home today, let alone both.
Right, let's get the next dish in.
I'm not sure about my chicken and the sauce. I'm just hoping that I've managed to get them right.
Cool. Do you want to pop the sauce on,
Yes,
do you?
please. Today I've made roast chicken cooked on the crown with caramelised parsnip puree, parsnip chips and a sauce on the side.
How'd you go?
I think I did okay. I'm not 100% like over the moon with it, but I'm happy that I've got a dish up because time really went really quick for me today.
This may be a risky box, but the normal mystery box rules apply. You have, under your bench, a selection of staples. You must use at least one ingredient from the box. Anyone who's got the board, you don't have to use all of those 4 ingredients. We will only taste the 5 most appealing dishes. Lamb and 3 veg, guys. You've had time to think, you had time to strategize. Your 30 minutes starts now.
I often choke in the kitchen because of a lack of thinking time. So being able to really sort out your dish is a huge advantage that I don't think a lot of people considered.
Amelia,
Yes,
half an hour
Yes.
to think about something spectacular.
Correct. Today I'm going to do a vegetarian dish.
So you're candying some pumpkin, you're butter frying some pumpkin.
Correct. And then I'm going to do raw Brussies, roasted Brussels.
So you're doing, this is what, this would be a classic George way.
It
Take
is,
two
yeah,
ingredients, treat them in lots of ways, and make us look at each of those ingredients, the
Oh,
Brussels
wow.
sprouts and the pumpkin, in a different manner.
Correct.
You know what the question that people will ask?
Yep.
You had the lamb.
I had the lamb.
Was there a good reason for not using it?
Yeah, it's riskier. This competition is a risky box. I chose the easy option and now I'm going risky with it. I think I'm taking a huge risk by not cooking this lamb chop. I'm worried that the dish will fall flat without it, but I'm also a little bit unsure that I can sway these 3 big meat eaters over to the vegetarian side.
Come on, guys, push! Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on.
It's a risk that may have not paid off not using that beautiful lamb. At the end of the day, it could be the difference between my dish getting tasted and not getting tasted.
4 of you picked to go with the ingredients on the board. We wanted you to show us something more than just meat and 3 veg. One of you did that. That person was Amelia. Come forward.
My main concern with my dish is that all the elements will be there, but there will be one thing lacking.
Now, what's the dish?
Brussels sprouts, pumpkin and potato done in 9 ways.
This is what we're talking about, isn't it?
Yeah.
Clever. But the question is, did it need just a little drizzle of lamb fat?
Shredded crispy lamb.
Oh.
I'm going to swoop in and grab the bits.
Amelia, that is clever cooking. I was hoping for someone to look at those humble ingredients and do something sophisticated, clever, that can sit on a restaurant menu. And what we've got there is deliciousness.
Thank you. Being told that I'm a clever cook really resonates with me, gives me this sense of confidence that I think you just need in this competition.
You're going to make a salad. But not just that kind of old school, on the side of a plate, limp butter lettuce, woody cucumber, really terrible tomato. We want what we would call an uber salad, the sort of salad that can sit in the middle of the table and replace the crown roast or the whole salmon. A salad that makes us go, wow.
Here's the bad news, maybe. You have 30 minutes to give us a delicious blow-away salad that's going to keep you safe.
Kind of looking at the produce, trying to get some inspiration, and I see all these beautiful heirloom tomatoes, different shapes, different colours, and I'm like, yeah, you're going to do a tomato salad in a way that isn't traditional and it's going to be unexpected.
Has anyone seen vinegar?
Carl, be careful, mate.
We don't really ask for much. Creative and super delicious. That's what we're looking for in this salad. You got 15 minutes to go. Come on.
Well, that looks good. What do you got in there? Coriander
I've got coriander, carrots, orange zest, orange juice, butter and honey.
Yum. What's that going with?
So it's a quinoa salad with like a tahini yogurt mint.
Beautiful.
I want to bring out the sweetness of the carrot. I kind of want to reduce the cooking liquid so it's a bit of a sticky glaze so they're nice and shiny at the end. I'm feeling nervous, but I'm desperate to survive through this first round. I don't think I've got it in me to fight it out in a second round, so I'm just completely focused on what I'm doing.
What do you like in the look?
You know what I'm loving is the smell of vinegar, acidity. You've got oranges, you've got fennel, you've got yogurt over here. Super clean over here from Matthew. Like, how organised is he today?
We asked for a beautiful, creative, simple salad. Let's hope it's come together. 2 minutes to go. Come on, guys.
There's not many ways I can plate this salad up, so I just pick it all up, drain some of the dressing off, and garnish it with some feta.
30 seconds. Dress, dress, dress. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on. Come on, guys. Come on.
Wow, that looks like a riot. I love it. It looks really, really good.
It's a couscous, roast pumpkin, prosciutto and goat's cheese salad.
Should we just taste it?
Oh, yeah. That is seriously yum. Love the pumpkin, love the goat's cheese, love the prosciutto. Love the couscous.
The couscous is just beautiful. It falls like rain from your fingers. It's fantastic. And I taste that, and that's everything I want a salad to be.
Well, that looks good, doesn't it? Balsamic roasted beetroot and red onion, red quinoa, goat's cheese.
Everything needed a bit more cooking, but the combination's delicious. Really yum.
Thank you.
It's an achara, which is a Filipino pickled vegetable.
I think it's really delicious, tasty salad, and we love pickly things these days. I think the key here is think about how you might drop those flavours onto the plate and just bring it bang up to date.
Ashley, how you feeling today?
I'm feeling nervous today. Don't want to go through the next round.
What's the dish?
It is a quinoa and baby carrot salad with a yogurt tahini dressing.
I'm just imagining a glass of wine and that salad comes out. I'd be pretty happy, wouldn't you?
I love the fact the carrot looks sweet and sticky and roasty.
I'm salivating. Come on, break it up. They need it.
You eat all the carrots.
They are soft, aren't they? Well, they're soft carrots. They're just absolute. For me, I could just eat a plate of those. You know, the crunchy quinoa. It's delicious. It really is.
Oh, no, that is a cracking dish. I'd seriously consider chatting to my chef Sagazi and do a similar take on that, because that is wonderful.
It completely blows my mind. I was so surprised I didn't realise it was that good.